I got the shirt on, so you know we're going to talk about it. What up, viewers? What up? What up? Calc Soups here, and today is Friday, February 4th, and that means it's time for a quick recap of the week in video game news. Quite a lot happened this week. We started off strong, but I'll get to that in just a moment. But I'm wearing the shirt, so I want to talk about it. I am very excited for Dying Light 2 launching today. After a couple delays, it was delayed further into 2021, and then delayed from December of last year into February of this year. But the game is finally launched. It has a 77 Metacritic. Apparently, the game does get a little bit grindy, but the open world and traversal feel very nice and fun. And there's a heavy emphasis on narrative, which the first game was distinctly lacking. I forgot that the game was co-op. I was only reminded about it this week when one of my friends and I were talking about it. And I remember playing the first one with my girlfriend at the time, now wife. So I'm really surprised that I forgot that this had drop in, drop out co-op. But very cool to be able to play with your friends, play with one friend running around in the zombie apocalypse together. I've been very excited for the zombie parkour game of Dying Light 2 for quite some time. So I'm glad it's finally here. And I just have to find some time to play it after I play through Pokemon Legends Arceus, and I have to get it done before Elden Ring comes out, because that's probably going to be our next month's Friend Zone game. So there's quite a lot happening in February, and it's only the 4th. So let's continue. Let's continue right on. Ghostwire Tokyo, that game you know very little about, finally got a nice 10-20 minute gameplay reveal. So apparently you play as a guy with a spirit inside of you, and then I only gathered so much from it, but you have like these elemental powers that look really cool. Kind of reminded me of one of my favorite games, or actually my favorite game, BioShock, where he just had these kind of elemental powers and he was throwing spirit energy and water and fire at all these like very creepy, unsettling looking demons. So game looks pretty fun. And we got a nice deep dive into what you're doing and how you're interacting with the world. So very cool trailer to watch. I'll have a link down below in the description. We also got a launch date. It was leaked on, I think, a Walmart website, because Walmart always leaks stuff. But it was leaked on Walmart, and then it officially came out with the gameplay trailer. So the game launches on March 25th. So I'm going to have to split my time between that and Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Speaking of Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, there was a trailer this week talking about 2 more hero classes that will be coming to Tiny Tina's Wonderland. You have the Graveborn and the Soul Warden, both are pet classes. And one thing that I actually talked about in the trailer, which I thought was really unique, and I had slipped my mind as well, is that you can multi-class in the game. So they actually showed a character running around with both. So if you want to multi-class into both pet classes, you'll be able to run around with 2 pets. So very fun stuff there. I am very much looking forward to it. I'm excited that there's 6 characters. I think I probably, like most other people, thought they would have stopped at the traditional 4. We've had 4 playable characters in Borderlands games going back as far as I can remember. And then they would DLC, add more and more characters. So hopefully we start at 6, and maybe we get more classes along the way as part of several different DLCs. Because that model still works. But I am very excited for Tiny Tina's Wonderland, and speaking of, that'll probably be our Friend Zone game for April. So very much looking forward to. We've got a stacked slate for the first quarter of this year, so I'm excited to start playing some of these games. But I am excited for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Surprising literally no one, GTA 6 is being made. Rockstar has officially come forward and said that they have started active production on GTA 6. So they're tired of raking in that GTA 5 and GTA Online. They probably didn't make as much off of Red Dead Online as they probably wanted. So now they have to start making a game again. So like I said, surprising literally no one. They're working on GTA 6, a sequel to one of the best-selling games of all time. So no surprise there. And it'll make gangbusters when it finally comes out. I don't know if active production means that it's going to take... I bet they've been pre-producing stuff for quite some time, and that maybe we are still 3 or 4 years away from the next GTA game. So yeah, wondering how long the timeline we're talking about here is, but maybe it'll be a split console generation game again, and we'll have to wait 4 or 5 years for it again. So interesting to see that they are finally getting off their butts and making another GTA game. So good luck there. The big news that started everyone's week this week was that Sony is buying Bungie. So Bungie had recently broken up with Activision Blizzard. Activision Blizzard gets bought by Microsoft, and now Bungie is going under Sony for $3.6 billion. So that's quite a big bite of the apple. They want to rake in that Destiny 2 money. This isn't a response to the Microsoft Activision merger or acquisition. These kind of things take longer than that. As one of my friends pointed out, it's probably more of a response to the Bethesda purchase by Microsoft. So also, Sony has already come forward and talked about how they plan on launching 10 live service games in the next 5 years or so. So they're going to try and use Bungie as the model for which they can make live service games. I don't know necessarily whether or not Bungie is the best model for live service games, but it's been around for quite some time, and I'm hoping that we finally get Destiny 3 sometime soon. So fingers crossed that Sony can make that happen, because I'm waiting for kind of a reset before I can jump back in. After getting 2 confirmed games coming from Warner Brothers this last week, during an interview with Jason Kilar, the CEO of Warner Media, the one name that they didn't bring up was Rocksteady's Suicide Squad, and lo and behold, this week we got information that the game has been delayed. It will no longer be launching in 2022, and it'll now be launching next year in 2023. So not really a big surprise. There were 2 games mentioned last week, and one was kind of we were all waiting to hear more information on, and now we know that Rocksteady's game has been pushed. So I think the game will still be great, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of that. Hopefully around E3 timing, or maybe again at this year's DC Fandom, if there is another one this year. Wordle has been sold to the New York Times for, it said low 7 figures. I think so. I read one article that said almost exactly $1 million, or a little bit over $1 million. So not bad for a game that the developer made by himself to appease his girlfriend, or to entertain his girlfriend. So it has taken the world by storm. I think it probably could have gone for more than $1 million. And I think the question on everyone's mind is whether or not there will be ads, or it won't be free anymore. The Times has come forward and said that it will, at the beginning, it will remain free and ad-free, but the way that they are doing heavy emphasis on at the beginning, or during the terms of the deal, are heavily emphasizing that it won't be at some point. But lots of these things are flash in the pan, so get a struck while the iron's hot, which is why I think it would have been worth a little bit more. But they could have just made up their own. So I think there's a little bit of a push and a pull there of if you make your own but call it something different, they're kind of buying the Wordle brand. I'm pretty sure all the knockoffs aren't doing as well. But now we'll see what the New York Times does with Wordle in the coming months. People who've watched me before, I love live action trailers, and we got one this week for Sifu, which launches next week. Is the martial arts, like kung fu brawler game that comes out next week, that I'm pretty excited for. I have to find time between all the other games that I listed to play it, but I'm very excited for it. The live action trailer was very well done. It had a really good fight choreography, and I really enjoyed watching it. So I'll have a link down below for you to check that out. But it almost kind of inspired me that I wish they were making like a TV show or a movie, but maybe I just want to play the game really bad. So looking forward to playing Sifu next week. All the way back on Saturday or Sunday of last week, we got the first Halo series full trailer. The show got about a 3-minute commercial during the AFC Championship game, and we got to see all about Halo, what it'll be about. It's a pretty interesting storyline. I think they are doing something. They're divorcing themselves from the games a little bit. It'll be more focused on the UNSC versus the Covenant, and I think I'm hoping to see a little bit more of the humanity behind it all. One of the things I worry about, not that I was worried about it after watching the commercial, but I just worry about a TV show having too many CGI enemies. I mean, people can't run around. A lot of Halo's enemies aren't really humanoid sized or shaped. So it'll be pretty interesting to see how they handle that, and if there's too much CGI running around, I just worry that it could get overwhelming or feel a little bit samey. So looking forward to seeing what they do with that. Also saw a few reactions talking about how people were hating on the way that Cortana looks. I think she looks fine. They had a woman in like a tracksuit kind of thing, or a bodysuit, so looks just fine. She had glowing eyes. I actually like it, but I don't know why it's getting all the hate that people are giving it. So I think Cortana looks fine, and I think people need to cut it some slack and wait till the show actually comes out, which is actually dropping in March. So something to look forward to watching in March. Last but certainly not least, Warcraft is now that Blizzard's been bought by Activision, they're talking about all sorts of new things that they're working on. They're working on the survival game from last week. Now they're working on a Warcraft mobile. So I don't know what that necessarily means. I could see it being, I think mobile gaming has gotten to the point where I could see like a Warcraft 3 Reforged or like the full strategy game kind of being played on the phone. It would be a little bit taxing, but I could definitely see it working. Or it could be, they did the Command and Conquer game on the phone, so it might be some kind of like knockoff area control kind of game. So excited to see what they do with a Warcraft game on mobile. That's an IP that I'm hoping that they go back to. I'm excited for more Warcraft strategy games. I know that the World of Warcraft has taken over kind of that pinnacle of the IP, but I'd really like to see a Warcraft strategy game too. And if it's on mobile, I guess I'll have to play it on mobile. So looking forward to seeing what that is all about. That was quite a lot this week. Oh my God. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this content. If you do, follow, like, and subscribe to me on YouTube and Twitch so you can see more great content like this. I'll have links down below in the description. Thanks again. I hope you have a super day. I hope you have a super weekend. And I hope you have a super day. Bye!